What's happening? You've got ozzybeachbum here and
Lazerfalcon.
Lazerfalcon. How am I going to say that? Lazerfalcon. We'll get back to that. Lazerfalcon.
this is the RANT episode 2, and we're going to continue off where we left last time with the iPad mini that's due out around the 26th of October, so in a couple of weeks time this month. Yeah, my thoughts are I'll pass on to Lazerfalcon. What do you reckon?
Yeah, well, at first when they announced the mini, I was initially thinking it's going to be stupid. It's like a smaller size iPad, nothing new. What's going to happen? And then I thought about it, and I thought, well, basically they designed the size of all these things on one thing, and the size of it is based around the size of a woman's handbag, as long as it fits in there. And that's what I'm sure that the Apple designs it around. You think about like a big iPad 2, the new iPad as well, in a lady's handbag. They're going to have one of these big frilly looking handbags. If you see a woman carrying that, they're not as trustworthy as girls with a small clutch. You start thinking, what else have they got in there? Why do you need such a big bag? They're carrying nunchucks. This woman could be dangerous. So yeah, you're going to see a lot more women carrying around smaller handbags, which that's got to be Apple's marketing, as far as I can see.
Good point. Women with nunchucks can be dangerous, especially if they know how to use them. Pricing point. There's a lot of talk around the pricing point of the iPod Touch currently is about $299, so $300. Yet the Kindle Nexus 7 starts from $199, so it's a $200 machine. And what is Apple going to price this iPad mini at? I mean, they can't price it cheaper than the iPod Touch, or can they? If they want to make it competitive, they should, and they would sell squillions of them, because people who can't afford the new iPad or iPad 3 would be buying the smaller version, and the smaller version is a lot more convenient to carry around. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think it comes down to that. People want the product, not so much the price point. Like if I'm trying to sell iPod Touch versus a new iPad mini, they're going to say, well, I don't really want the iPad, and that's what it comes down to. If they want the iPod Touch, they'll pay a certain amount. It's always been the way with Apple customers. They'll pay whatever for the Apple products, and that's usually an argument for the high price points. So since this is kind of low, we're talking 600 downwards, it's not really going to cause too much of a fuss. People are just going to be happy to have it and try it. There's not going to be too much product comparison, I think, and saying, oh, I could have got this, I could have got that. Like the iPod Classic, is going to give you more space for your songs. It fits that need. It does what it does for the pure purpose of getting your music off your iPhone or your iPad. The iPad mini is going to serve its purpose, and the iPod Touch will continue to serve its purpose of a pure music player. So if you want a little bit more, and portability and size, you're going to go for the iPad mini, which the iPad, when it came out, was a nice size. People start saying, isn't it just a bigger iPhone? But I think everyone does want that tablet option as well. It's just a competitive mark for the Google Nexus, obviously, as well. I think it'll blow it out of the market, to tell you the truth.
Good point. I mean, the Google Nexus 7 is rated as a solid tablet. It does a good job, that sort of thing. I haven't used one personally. I've had a look. I think they're probably a little too small. Personally, I've got, 3rd generation iPad, and I use it all the time. I use it more than my laptop. Yeah, it's one of those things. Do you need it? I mean, am I going to buy one? I thought about it. I doubt it. I'm actually going to hold out for the Windows 8 tablet, the Surface tablet. I want to get one of those just to see what they're like. But yeah, as far as the iPad mini, I think it will sell a few. And as he said, yeah, Apple fans and Apple users it's like a cult. If it's got Apple on it, they'll buy it, no matter what. That's just the way it works with them. For me, depends on the price. I mean, do I need it? Obviously not. I may buy one and do an unboxing on it on my channel, but I don't know. It will be convenient. It'll be a bigger screen, because I do use my iPhone constantly for stuff like that, and that's why I bought an iPad, just because I wanted something with a bigger screen that was easier to use, something that I can use at any time. Yeah.
I bought the iPad initially to make myself cooler, and yeah, that definitely worked, because people look at me differently now, and I get like way more calls. Like this month I had 2 phone calls. One of them was granted like a telemarketing call, but the other one actually was a girl that I'd met in town, but she was just calling because she wanted her wallet back. Yeah, so, but it does work. It is a status symbol type of thing. There is restraining order apps apparently on the App Store, which I found out this week as well. Sally, if you're listening, can you remove that? I didn't really mean what I said in the. Anyway, you should go on.
Okay, very interesting. Maybe a little too much information. Anyway, it hasn't made me any bloody cooler, I tell you. I think it's cool that one, but it, you know, yeah, hasn't helped. No. Anyway, what do you think of the competition coming up with the Windows Surface 8 tablet? Is that something you consider buying or having a look at, or what do you think?
I like the look of it so far. I've heard a lot of resistance in the marketplace with Windows 8, and the first thing people say is, oh, I'm not going to buy it straight away, I'm going to wait, I'm going to see, I don't trust these first builds. I mean, people know that everything's tested on beta, but Windows more than not, and they did themselves in the foot with Vista. You know, there's not as much trust in these things. Like, people like to see it run for a few months first before they get it. So pretty much in the same boat there. I don't think you should, you know, jump into this. The market will be pretty quick though in their response time.
Well, in saying that too, I mean, they're going to bring out a couple of different types. I forget the names of them, but one will be like a general and one will be a bit faster, and they're actually going to be priced, you know, fairly similar to the way the iPad's priced. I'm very interested in getting one. As far as Windows 8 goes, I had a look at it about 12 months ago because I've got a mate who works for Microsoft and he showed it to me, and I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. I can see why Microsoft have gone that way. It's very similar to Apple and iOS. They're trying to bring everything in line, which Microsoft are doing with Windows 8, the Surface 8 tablet, and the Windows Phone 8. Good idea, yeah. Everything will be streamlined and working together, but will it, you know, is it going to be the iPad killer or the Apple killer? Will it take market share away? Who knows? I mean, Windows Vista was just shit, and Windows 7 is much better. It's a much more reliable product. It's what Windows Vista should have been. I use Windows 7 on my laptop and my desktop, and I enjoy it, you know, but you look at iOS and it is quite stable. It's all Apple programs look quite good, and a lot of people like it, and they've already got that integration happening. Microsoft have got a lot of work to do, so I'm hoping they can bring it through, and I think I will definitely buy a Windows 8 Surface tablet, because just to compare it to the iPad and see what the syncing is like, syncing it with my desktop and my laptop. And also I do have a Windows 7 phone, so the upgrade in software for that to Windows 7.8 would be interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, with Windows, you can't get viruses on a Mac. Everyone's probably stopped. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You hear people saying, yeah, you can still get viruses. Yeah, but not as much as Windows. I usually say to those people that say, you know, you can still get viruses, I usually say to them, well, you're a virus.
Good point. So when you say Macs can get viruses, what sort of viruses, and is there any antivirus software and stuff you can use for it?
You can get it. I don't personally use it because you don't get it. You don't get the viruses. They don't. It's that's been the separation. If Windows can meet them there, which then it's just going to be impossible, and secure everything. But what a pain to have to buy antivirus. I sound like the biggest Mac fan boy at the moment, but until, you know, you don't want to have to keep renewing subscriptions for antivirus. It's just a pain in the ass.
It is, but unfortunately a necessity for most people these days. So yeah, guys, you give us your thoughts. Comment down below. By the way, those who are watching this is Team Deathmatch on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and the map is Village. So thanks for watching, guys. Till next time, I'm ozzybeachbum and
Lazerfalcon.
And thanks for watching the rant. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and follow us on Twitter. Links will be down below. Cheers, guys. See you next time.